Okay. I think everything is working now, so... Hi everyone. Good evening. I'm a bit late because what happened was my computer restarted, all the programs restarted, and for some reason my audio wasn't working, so I was trying to deal with that for the last 5 minutes that I've been streaming, so I apologize for that. I just realized when I was looking, I'm like, how come there's no audio? So I always make it a habit to check on my other YouTube channels and see if my stream is running fine, and then my audio should be working. So apologies again, you might hear, well actually I'm gonna mute myself so I can hear the video. It's probably like a minute or two behind, no, maybe 30 seconds behind, so 1 second. Okay, I just checked it. Sounds like everything is fine. So, thank goodness I do all of these like sound check before I start. Oh my gosh. If you guys have heard my voice, it kind of speaks for itself. I don't know if you guys were here last week on last Tuesday, but I got sick that day and my throat is totally trashed. Oh, thank you. Hello Hans, thank you. Thank you for checking. Welcome to the Homebody Cafe session 13. I will hopefully not talk too much today other than what I need to say for grammar, because as you can tell from my throat, my voice is still not completely back yet. It's super scratchy because I've been coughing for the last 7 days or so, and literally last Tuesday was the start of it. I'm barely coughing, or actually I'm still coughing here and there, but it's not as frequent as before, so I am getting better. I definitely want to come back today because I really wanted to stream, and I was tired of like putting off my stream and be like, oh guys, I have to cancel because the program resetted. I was getting frustrated, or I'm sick and I really want to rest, which I could have, but I really wanted to be here and try to keep this up. So anyways, for today's stream itinerary, we have our greetings, which I practically covered. Language acquisition tracker. I might have to skip that today because again, I want to spend more time on the grammar, but actually we'll definitely try to do that. I said I would skip it, but we'll just do it. I'll just show you what it looks like, but I won't be typing on it today just because have mercy on my throat. And then we have our English for Everyone chapter 5 to maybe 6 or 7. We'll see where it goes. I'll try to keep the stream for at least an hour, mainly because I still need to rest. I'm not fully recovered yet. And then last is QCCS. So that being said, let me... I don't know if I have any greetings. I guess this past week has been fun. I've been busy hosting a lot of events. Let's see if I remember. Yeah, last Friday was probably the last event where I hosted a karaoke and dance with friends. It was really fun. I definitely could have asked for an extension and did like the following week, like this week for example, instead of last week, but I really didn't want to change a date and then talk to everyone again about rescheduling, and then yeah, so I was telling myself, nah, I'm just gonna commit. I'm gonna be super sick, but I'm still gonna show up for it. So I organized that event, and then I got super sick after that event because I was singing and dancing, and there are videos that my friends have recorded of me singing, and then over time my voice just disappeared, and I was like, great, this is it, this is my life. So yeah, I spent that day just singing and dancing with friends, and it was such a really fun time. I got to introduce my friends from 3 different groups of my life. I had one from my online friends, I had my friend who I just met at the boba shop that she was working at, and then I had my dancer friends come in. I also invited one of my friends from my linguistics grad program to show up. I tried to get the other one, but she didn't show up, and yeah, it was just really cool to see all of them all there. I wanted to invite my besties as well, but I understand that, you know, they're busy. And life as an adult is hard because technically you gotta schedule at least 2 or up to a month in advance just to meet up with everyone, which kind of it kind of stinks, but it is what it is. Excuse me. So we have our language acquisition tracker. So for you guys who don't know what that is, I'm just gonna open a link here on Canva. I have so many things here for my Canva. Here we are. Okay, so just to go over this very briefly again, LAT stands for Language Acquisition Tracker. I designed this myself. And basically it's just a tracker to see how much language you've acquired. Kind of self-explanatory for the title. So specifically every week I would update this, such as this week, for example. I'm just gonna duplicate it for now because, ooh, I guess why not? We'll fill this in. We would say what our SMART goals are, which is up here. We have specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And here you would say what chapters you covered. So last week we did chapter 3 to 4. Today we probably might do 5 to 6, depending on what the content is. If it's easier, we might cover 2 chapters. If it's measurable, like how many activities or how much activities have we covered from the book? Is it attainable? Yes, like can you finish it within a certain amount of time? Is it relevant? So you would fill this into like, okay, what skills does this chapter satisfy in your learning acquisition? And then time bound is how long will you complete it in? So basically the language acquisition tracker is meant to cover only for a week because I want you to be as detailed as possible for how many tasks or activities that you covered. So the things that you see here are covered from last week. Of course, you can change the dates and do whatever you want. And the motivation and purpose here is just to write about, okay, what's your motivation for learning the language or this the specific or particular jargon that you're learning. What is it gonna go under the category of improvement? And of course, whenever you feel like, oh, I don't know why I'm learning this sorry, give me a second. So if you ever get lost while you're learning and you feel like, okay, why am I even learning this particular jargon or something like that, you could always read your motivation and purpose and be like, oh yeah, I learned this because it would satisfy this specific knowledge for my language acquisition. And then here are notes that you can write for yourself. So last week we did cover prepositions, so I get to see like, what did I cover, what the difference between in and on, and we did look it up on Google as well, what the differences are. So for example, we looked at sit in, so sit inside, that is when you use your eyes. So you'd say in a taxi, in a car, in a truck, in a helicopter, in a canoe, in a kayak, in a small boat, etc. When to use on, think walk and on, which rhyme with the ah sound. So think of large vehicles like on an airplane, on a bus, on a cruise ship, on a boat, on a metro, subway, etc. And then we talked about what are the difference between cardinals and ordinal numbers. So since we did cover, I believe, what were they? Not percentages. I forgot what they're called. I'm definitely gonna pull it up for a second. Fractions. That was what it was. My bad. Sorry, I couldn't remember. And then of course you have your milestone and progress markers. So these are where you could illustrate what you learned that week. So you could say like, oh, I'm on the plane, I'll be departing soon. I'm in the car, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Numerical expressions, 1/5 and 3/5, 1/3 and 2/3. So identifying like when to add the S and making it plural when you see there's more than one on the top. So these were some of the notes I covered from last week. And of course you can write whatever you want if you want to create your own language acquisition tracker. Or if you want a copy of this, the link is in the description below if you'd like to check it out in my Ko-Fi shop. And what happens is if you pay for the language acquisition tracker, you get a PDF, and from that you get the link. And then if you have a Canva account, you'll make a duplicate of this, and you can do whatever you want with it. Of course, I ask kindly don't sell or just copy and sell to friends, because I did work very hard. This is something I made based on my observation of learning languages myself. and also observations of my students when they learned it. So yeah, support small businesses. Thank you. Anyways, so we are going to cover chapter 5 through 6 today. And of course, we might just erase this and update this towards the end of the lesson. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the presentation. So we have a very nice, what's the word for it? So we have a very nice, I was going to say rotation or segment. We have a good, I can't even remember the right words, I'm sorry. It's been a long day for me. We could segue into, oh, that's the word I'm looking for. We can have a nice transition. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so we have a nice transition to our next segment, which is English for Everyone book. So I mentioned to you guys that my laptop reset, and I don't mean that everything got restarted. It's like my laptop got updated, and then all of the programs in it got updated too, which also included my Remarkable application and my Streamlabs. So what happened was my Streamlabs reset its audio, so I definitely have to fix that in the future if I were to start streaming with other friends in here and have to reset all of the audio again, which is frustrating on my part. And it also reset my Remarkable application, so the window for it can no longer be findable in the system. So now I only have to share my screen, and then that's how you're gonna see it now. So if I click this, boom, you guys should see it, hopefully. But by doing so, that means, yeah, there you go. I thought so. Okay, so I won't be able to see the screen as much. I don't know if it'll make it big. Yeah. For some reason, you have this really awkward cut down here. It's fine. I'm just gonna leave that here. I hope that doesn't bother you guys in any way whatsoever. But we are going to start with our new section, which is times and dates. There are many ways of saying the time and the date in English. American and British English speakers often use different forms. So yes, this is kind of frustrating, but also it makes sense. I'll talk about this, and the reason why you have to learn this is because if you speak different languages like I do, you're gonna notice some of them follow more of the British or the UK English when it comes to telling time. So we have the key language, saying what time it is. US English informal spoken, UK English use a 12-hour clock. So that's something I really want to highlight here, and I'm gonna get the color for you. So US English use informal spoken, and UK use a 12-hour clock. So we have, for example, on the top, on the top we have the US, and then we have UK at the bottom as your notes here. US, US, UK, UK. Okay, so we have 9:30 for marking when it's in the middle here. 9:30, and we have half past, whatever the hour. We have 3:45 or 3:45. We have 9:25 or 25 past 9, 3:50 and 10 to 4, 9:27, 27 minutes past 9, 3:51 and 9 minutes to 4. So a lot of you guys might be asking, like, wow, this is actually very frustrating. Like, why are there two different ways to read a clock? To be honest with you, I have no idea why. As far as I remember in my Spanish class, it's because we look at time as a pie, or like cutting it down like down the center. So we would say on the right side is we have quarter. Oh, sorry, I underlined one. We have, like, as far as I remember, 2:45. Oh, sorry, quarter past. And half past. And then we also have 27 past, like the one down here, 27 past. That would be all on the right side. So anything that says past is on the right side because it's telling you it's past the hour. past the hour. I don't know why they did that. They just did that. So it's past the hour on the right side. And then everything on the left side is 2. So you have half 2. Actually, I would not hear half to 9 or something. Half past is something I've heard. Quarter to 9. What else did we have? 25 to 9, I think. Let me double check. Oh, yeah, 10. So we have quarter, we have 10. And we also have 10 here. This is all the past again. Just putting it there. Past on the right side, 2 on the left. I think it's because you start doing subtraction when you go to the left side. So, for example, when you said 3:45, quarter to 4, we use the word quarter is because I know it's so contradictory, which is hilarious to me. So if you look at a pie, right? When you put it into 4, it's 25 each. For those of you who don't know the reason why. So we have 25 each. And what does 25 connect to? It connects to a quarter. But the thing is, a quarter means 15 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of confusing, right? But that's how it is. So we have quarter to 4 just means it's 15 minutes until a certain time. So, and also because if you were to refer to it as a pie, you can see right here in this little area that it looks like it's a quarter. So it's 1/4 of a pie, 1/4 of a circle. So it's quarter to 4. So it's almost the hour is what they're trying to say. And then what's so funny to me is that when you go into the specifics of time, you have 9:25 versus 25 past 9. I just feel like it's such a mouthful to say 25 past 9. Just say 9:25. It's because it's just faster to say it that way. That's just my personal preference. But then it also says a lot about US American speakers are that we're very direct people. So it's 9:25. We don't say 25 past 9. Excuse me. And then of course we get to this part here where it says it's 3:50. We have 10 to 4 because why do people say 10 to 4? It's because it's 60 minutes minus 10 equals 50. So it becomes 10 to 4. This is at least how I remember how I learned from Spanish and French when I was telling time. We follow the UK system for it. I'm like, why? It just takes, I don't know, it's just too long for me to follow, to be honest with you guys. I apologize for that. And then finally, the last one, 3:51, 9 minutes to 4. So again, this is actually kind of interesting, is that they still go on that subtraction, 9 minutes to 4 here. So it's really interesting why they said 25 past 9 instead of 9:25. Instead of just saying 51 minutes to, oh, not 51 minutes to 4. Yeah, 9 minutes to 4 because it's subtraction. I forgot, it's because of the rule of the 2. So when you have the rule of 2, it's how many minutes until you reach that hour. So that's why. Anyways, moving on. You might hear the 24-hour clock in public transport announcements. So you would hear 0700, 0843, or 1626. Yeah, it's self-explanatory there. International time. I would hear that not only in like public transport announcements. I would probably hear that in if you work in the army, or if you work in like any type of service, military, maybe I'm trying to think of a lot of places, but here are some of the few that I'm listing here. I apologize if I don't cover all of them. They call it military time. Sorry. So they would refer 24 hours as military time or international time. That's how I kind of hear when I know I'm going to switch to a 24-hour clock. They would say, oh, it's in military time. Or they might say, oh, in international time. Then I know they're using the 24-hour clock. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump to our audio here. So listen to the audio and fill in the gaps using the times in the panel. Sophia and Dylan are not going to see... Oh, sorry. Sophia and Dylan... Sorry. I can't. It's like stuffy nose. Sophia and Dylan are going to see a play. Dylan calls Sophia to call he will be late. So we have the following times. 7:30 p.m. 17:14, or another way to say this is that it's 5:14 p.m. We have 8:45 p.m. We have 18:55 or 6:55 p.m. and 7:25 p.m. I'm just writing the little notes here. Technically, when you're listening to the audio, they won't tell you. Let's say they might say a certain time, but then you have to recognize it here. So for me, to give you a trick as to how I'm able to figure out that's 5:14, I just subtract 12. Or sorry, I subtract 2. So you can subtract 12 or 2. For me, I just think of 2, subtract 2, and then take off the 1, because the 1 in 12 cancel each other out anyways. So that's why I always subtract it by 2 hours, and then that's how I know the time. So it's 12, it's 5:14 p.m. And I only apply this when it's past 12 o'clock when I'm doing the international time. Because if you already have like 0800, for example, that's already the same time as 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, there's no difference to do subtractions of -12 on that. So you don't need to do that. All right. So we have Dylan's train was due to leave at blank. The new arrival time of the train is. The play starts at. Sophia will wait for Dylan until, and the intermission of the place is at blank. Sorry, every time I see Dylan, I think Disneyland for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna pull up the audio for you. I see I have to minimize this. And this is exercise 5.2. Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, you can look up the audio online for free, which is awesome. And I need to lower this volume. I don't know if that's already at the lowest.
Hello, Dylan. Where are you? You said your train would arrive at 18:07. I'm at the station now.
I know. The train was due to leave at 17:14, but it was delayed. The new arrival time is 18:55.
Oh no! No time for dinner then?
I'm afraid not.
You do know that the play begins at 7:30, don't you?
Yes, I'm really sorry.
Well, it's not your fault. I'll wait for you outside the theater until 7:25, but then I'm going in. The intermission's at, let's see, 8:45. I'll meet you in the bar.
Okay. Hope to get there before the play. See you later.
Bye.
Okay. I'm gonna crank up the volume again for the music. Okay. So hopefully that isn't too loud. And I'm gonna check this. Okie dokie. So if you guys need more time, as usual, pause the video and then listen to the audio again, and then try to fill this out before you check the answer. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you the answer right now, so you guys can compare whether you guys got the right answer. So number 1, Dylan's train was due to leave at 17:14 p.m. Oh, sorry, I don't need to say p.m. because it's already p.m. The new arrival time of the train is 18:55. The play starts at 7:30 p.m. Number 4, Sophia will wait for Dylan until 7:45 p.m. And the intermission of the play starts at 8:45 p.m. There you go. So I just think it's so funny. Can you imagine having a conversation where you're changing times in 3 different ways? In international time, in oh wait, it's not 3 different ways, my bad. In yeah, international time and the 12-hour standard time. That would be so annoying. Okay. But yeah, that should be the answer. Alright, we are now looking at 5.3, which is key language dates. Dates in American English are usually written with the month first, whereas dates in British English are usually written in with the date first. Yeah, the date first. My apologies for that. I do remember I had a country. I'm sorry. I can't remember which one. I don't know if it was the country I visited, like Indonesia. Can't remember, but they put the year first, then the month. No, they put the year first, the day, then the month. And I was like, wow. It's literally a mirror of the US. Anyways, we have the US with their month and days first. So we have March 10, 2004. We have them in 310-04, 310-2004. March 10, 2004, or March 10th, 2004. I really don't know when we use March 10th, 2004. March 10th. I don't know if we would use 2004 after March 10th. To be honest, I don't see it as often, so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. Because usually if I were to see this in a context, I would say like March 10 by itself, and then that's it. I don't see comma 2004. Because I would assume that it is supposed to represent some sort of holiday or national holiday for the country. I don't know if it's international though, but for example, I would say November, not November, because Thanksgiving changes every year. It's always the 4th Thursday. So I will say December 25th. I would say this because I know when I see it's December 25th, it's supposed to represent Christmas. So I would just leave it as, oh, the association of some sort of holiday. So it's like a reoccurring kind of theme or a reoccurring kind of celebration. So that's why I would see as a ordinal number would represent some sort of holiday or celebration. So I would not see it as comma whatever. I don't really see that. So that's why I'm kind of like about it. This one though, on the other hand, I would see this, the 10th of March 2004. I think the reason why I see this is because of my my research papers. When I read a lot of when I read a lot of research papers, I would see the 10th of March or like whatever month, and then the year that follows, and that's typically it. So we have here going the other way, we have the day, the month, and then the year. 10th of March 2004, so on and so forth, and that's it. So for this exercise, we have 5.4, match the US dates with the UK dates. I remember back then when I showed this to my students, some of them got confused because they're like, oh, this, and I'm like, nope, it's the other way around. All right, so if you need a moment, just pause the video, complete this exercise by yourself, but without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start matching the dates. So we have April 6, 2006. So in UK, remember the date goes first and then the month. So this is not, wait, yeah, this is it. So the first one would be the 6th, April, and then 2006. This would be it. Then we have June 2, 2006. So we have the 2nd of June here. We have August 9. So August 9, 2006. And then we have the 6th of May, 2006. That should be the answer. So this next exercise, 5.5, look at the poster, then respond to the audio. I am trying to minimize this. Okay. Technically, we don't need to listen to the audio because everything you need to know is on the poster here if you read it very carefully. But I will still play the audio in the background for you. So let's look over the questions before I do that. So number 1, when does the music finish every day? 2, what date does the festival begin? 3, what date does the parking lot close? And 4, what time do the campsites close? So to read the banner or to read the pamphlet, I don't know what to call it. A pamphlet, a poster. There you go, poster. The poster says, Festival, now in its 15th fabulous year. Headline acts include The Tangs, Palermo Fitz. Music begins in the main arena at 12 o'clock p.m. on Friday 14th, the 14th of August. Music finishes at 11:30 p.m. every evening. Parking lot opens 10 a.m. Friday 14th August. Parking lot closes 12:20 p.m. Monday 17th August. Campsites open 10:30 a.m. Friday 14th August. Campsites close 11:45 a.m. Monday 17th August. So again, I don't know if I need to play an audio for you guys or if my stuttering was a bit annoying because again, I am sick. So yeah, let me double check. I guess they want you to write it in complete sentences, so that's my guess on that. Let's see. Sorry, 1 second. Trying to check a few stuff. Yeah, I don't think we really need the audio. We already have it here, so again, if you need a moment to just pause and just read the poster one more time, go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with it. So when does the music finish? Sorry. When does the music finish every day? And they said at 11:30 every evening. Oh wait, sorry. When does the music finish every day? You should say what time. So at 11:30 p.m. in the evening. So the reason why I erased the message is because technically if you say 11:30 p.m., saying every evening is kind of unnecessary because it is the evening. The p.m. tells you that it's the evening, so it's kind of repetitive. You could just say at 11:30 p.m. and that's it. What date does the festival begin? The festival begins the 14th of August. What date does the parking lot close? They say the 17th of August. What time do the campsites close? At 11:45 a.m. Or you can say at 11:45 in the morning. So you have those two options. So you do have to say a.m. or in the morning. The reason is because if you say 11:45, I would assume it's in the evening, so you have time to pack in the morning. So yeah, just be accurate by saying a.m. or in the morning. Alright, we are now on chapter 6. What's interesting is that a lot of my students actually had a difficult time with this lesson. Contact details like telephone numbers, street addresses, email addresses, and web addresses are expressed in slightly different ways in US and UK English. So, sorry, excuse me. we have our contact details, Mr. Robert Thomas Johnson. So it looks like this is going to be our vocabulary. We have our title. So you have your Mr., your Mrs., or Miss if you're not married. There's also Junior, which could be a title as well, but it's towards the end. Like, for example, Junior. That's also considered a title. They don't really cover it in this book. But I think, to be more specific, they call it the suffix. So if you're called like Junior or something, because there might be like, oh, Robert the Fourth or something. So I know some people in America do that. I'm just referring to an old memory I had from this one Disney movie called Holes. They had Stanley Yelnats the Fourth or something, and he's like the great grandson of Stanley Yelnats the First. So they might have suffixes like, oh, the fifth. They use Roman numerals, I believe. And then they do have Junior, which is like you have Robert Thomas Johnson the Senior, and then Robert Thomas Johnson Jr., which are exactly the names to differentiate them. Then you have your first name, your middle name, and then your last name. So I'd like to talk a little bit about middle names because this is something where I always have a hard time deciding what my middle name is. I know some people might be like, wait, how can you decide that you're having a hard time with your middle name? I'm from the Philippines, and like when you're from the Philippines, you have two names. Unfortunately, you're lucky if you have one name, but I have two names. So I have a second name that my dad named me, and my mom and my dad decided like, oh, this would be my first name, this would be my second name. So sometimes I can't decide if my second name will be my middle name or my mom's maiden name will be my middle name. So it's that kind of problem for me. So sometimes, since my name is already very long for my first two names, I can't usually put my first name as my two names. So I just stick with my first name, which is just Hannah. And I don't know. I just feel bad because I totally messed up my official documents, because sometimes I would say my middle name has an S or my middle name is a T. I don't know which one it is. I can't. And also, yes, Hans, I just saw your message about Holes. I hope I said the right movie, because did I say Dig or something? I'm sorry, but yes, Holes. They have Stanley Yelnats. That's who I'm referring to. Anyways, back on topic. If you're unlucky like me, who has like two names or three names, I have a very long full name. Because of that, yeah, it kind of sucks. I know some of my Mexican friends can definitely relate. You have a lot of names. You name everyone from your family. So yeah, it's the middle name that throws me off. So usually, from what I hear, middle names are typically your mother's maiden name. That's typically it. So from this, we can assume that Robert's mother's last name was Thomas before she married her husband and got Johnson. So yeah, that's the whole thing about middle names. Anyways, you get your last name, which is usually your dad's last name, not unless the parents decided that they would have a combined name. So my reference is going to be from this TV show called Miraculous Ladybug. We have, for example, Marinette Dupen-Cheng. So from here we have Dupen-Cheng, which is her father's last name, and then her mother's last name. So she didn't get rid of her mother's last name. It just became a hyphen, like they're combined. And I know this is kind of popular in some marriages where the wife does not give up her last name, and instead both the husband and wife pick up both of their last names. So I thought that was very interesting. So you might see something like that and you might be like, okay, I don't know what that is. It's a last name. You can do that. It is legal. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that to be more inclusive. We have the house number here being 80, the street address, Elm Drive, the town, Birmingham, the state, AL, stands for Alabama, I believe. And then we have the zip code, 03337, or the postcode is another name to call it. Apparently it's UK. And then the country, US. And then underneath you have the cell phone number or mobile number maybe UK might say that. I think some countries also use the word mobile instead of cell phone. And then your email address here. So it can be anything like rob.johnson@webmail.net as an example. All right. So we're moving on to pronunciation, websites, and emails. So in spokenenglish.com, we have @ and .co.uk are pronounced as follows: www.domain.com, gil.smith99@domain.com, gils.smith99@domain.co.uk. So I think this section here is just for those who don't have access to a native speaker around them. Then they would have this reading here, which is actually kind of useful to help them know how to say this when giving their websites. And actually this is quite important because if you go shopping, there are some stores that do ask for your email address. So if you want, like, for example, maybe you could get a free membership at a store and you don't have to pay for anything, or make a new credit card with the place or whatever. They might ask for your email address, so it's important that you know how to say it. So if I were to give my email address away, I would say, like, I'm just going to use example here because I don't want to give you mine. gil.smith99@domain.com, for example. So yeah, it's really important. You should know how to say your email. All right, we are now at 6.3. Read the business card and write the answers to the questions at full sentences. We have Jonathan William Smith, 2629 Gateway Street, Portland, Oregon, 97205. Phone number 503-225-3500. Johnny@jonathansmithfilms.com. So I'm going to try and zoom in a bit more for you guys. So write the answers to the questions. So I'll read the questions first, and then we can refer back to the card. Number one, what is his middle name? 2, what is his house number? 3, what town does he live in? 4, what is his zip code? 5, what is his cell phone number? And again, pause the video if you need more time. But I'm good. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys the answer here. So what is his middle name? I think what they want you to do is write the full sentences. Oh yeah, it says here, write the answers to the question as full sentences. And I have to write that down or emphasize that because a lot of my students, they just give the answer right away. This is a grammar book, so you gotta make it a habit to write in full sentences. So what is his middle name? His middle name is William. What is his house number? His house number is 2629. What town does he live in? He lives in Portland. Okay, what is his zip code? His zip code is 97205. What is his phone number? His cell phone number is 503-225-3500. That should be the answer. So you might be confused if you haven't seen these kind of numbers before. Usually the one at the front will always be the house number. The one at the very bottom is going to be the zip code, zip or postcode. And then of course this large clunk right here, especially when you see these parentheses, this is the phone number. So how do I know this is the marking for the phone number? If you guys don't have these, because I don't know what country doesn't have this. This is called the area code. And area codes are only associated with phone numbers. We don't have area codes for house number or zip codes. There's probably more if you put like a dash, whatever. I'm gonna put XXX here. Because zip codes are actually much longer than you think. And that's something I learned from online shopping, is that they show me there's more numbers than just the zip code that I have. And that's not for you to worry about because that's just, I don't know, like, I guess it's just specific location. I don't know. But, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that's about it. That should be your answer. Next, what they want you to do is to listen to the audio and write the place names that are spelled out. So, 6.4, I think they want me to click a button for each one. You don't really need to have this on the screen right now, but just know there's going to be 11 of them. And what they're gonna do is that they're gonna say the word of the place, and you just do the best you can to spell it. So while that's happening, I will lower down the volume. And then I will just jump straight to that. So it's 6.4. Go.
ILLINOIS.
Okay, they're spelling Illinois. Okay, I'm gonna go up, crank up the volume here. So we have 6.4. Here's number 1.
CHIANGMAI. JOHANNESBURG. MILWAUKEE. MARSEILLES. PASADENA. SHANGHAI. BILBAO. WINNIPEG. VANCOUVER. EDINBURGH. BANGALORE.
Okay, if you need time to just listen to that audio one more time, please go ahead and do that now and compare your answers. I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight back to the activity. And I'm gonna go ahead and share the answers with you guys. So we have number 1, we have Chiang Mai, I believe. Chiang Mai, CHIANGMAI. Number 2 is Johannesburg. It's JOHANNESBURG. Sorry if you can't read my handwriting. Number 3 is Milwaukee, MILWAUKEE. Number 4 is Marseilles, MARSEILLES. I apologize if I didn't pronounce that correctly. Number 5 is Pasadena, PASADENA. Number 6 is Shanghai, SHANGHAI. 7 is Bilbao, BILBAO. Number 8 is Winnipeg, WINNIPEG. Number 9 is Vancouver. Vancouver. Number 10 is Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Number 11, Bangalore. Bangalore. Okay. That should be it. Okay, so 6.5, we have answered the questions by spelling the place names out loud. I'm so sorry, I'm just like, I feel so congested. You just have to spell the word here. So how do you spell Northville? Northville. Writing this down is just easy, you just have to know how to say it. So how do you spell Chicago? So Chicago. How do you spell Madagascar? Madagascar. How do you spell Beijing? Beijing. And how do you spell Arkansas? Arkansas. Arkansas. Alright. So that's kind of self-explanatory. If you don't know your ABCs, I will have to ask you to just review your ABCs and your alphabet, because at this level for intermediate, you should know it by now, by heart, hopefully, because we're just breezing through this very quickly. So if this has stumped you, or if you realize, oh, I don't remember my alphabet, now's a good time to review your alphabet. Okay. We're now looking at pronunciation of numbers. Hopefully this should be easy since we already covered time, fractions, percentage earlier. So this is just, again, just a review of everything you've learned so far. In American English, the number 0 is pronounced 0, and repeated numbers are said individually. In British English, many different pronunciations are possible for 0 and rows of repeated numbers. I don't think in American English we don't just say 0, we also say O as well. The only one I don't recognize is the word not, so this might be a British thing, I'm not really sure myself. So we have 0 and O for both US. I don't know if UK also uses O. I don't know if they say not, but I do hear them say, do they say 0 or do they say zero? I don't know how they pronounce their Z's. Zebra. Yeah, they're pronouncing zebra. Z. Oh yeah, they say they're Z's. We have Z, they say Z. They might say 0. I don't know. Someone has to help me with that. Anyways, we have 4-4 or 44. Double 4 is interesting because well, yeah, we do use double 4. If I were to say some numbers, I'd be like, oh yeah, double O, that means 2 zeros. We have 555. I have not heard treble 5, which is interesting. Triple 5, yes. 555. I don't know who would say that, because I would just throw people off. I would just say 555. But yes, these two and 555. Or sometimes I do hear people say 555. I do hear people say this, interestingly. So yeah, repeated numbers are said individually, not really. So I wanted to put that correction there. We do say 44, we do say 555. So yeah, we do say it in speech. I'm not sure what to say if it comes to reading or formal papers. Technically, it's acceptable. It just really depends on the person and their preference. So I would say, if anything, for pronunciation numbers, it's more of preference. I don't think there's a hard rule for how to say certain things in numbers. Not unless you're looking at fractions or decimals, which is what we already covered. Those are the only ones I know in the past, but this is more of preference. And again, sorry if you can't read my handwriting. I write very quickly. So this says more of preference. We have 6.7, listen to the audio and answer the questions. Joe is swapping contact details with new friends he met on his trip around the world. So you might need to listen to this a few times. I've been given feedback in the past that this question is actually, other than the postal one that we covered, this is actually one of the most confusing ones they had to cover. So please review the lesson for understanding like postal codes and reading, understanding like the street numbers, etc., because this can be very confusing if you don't know what it is. What I used to help my students do is that when they listen to the audio, they would write down all of the information of 3 different people and write the whole thing, which is much more time consuming, just so you know. But if it helps you visually, go right ahead. Just so you know, not everything on those 3 informations will be used to answer the questions, which is why I said it's kind of time consuming. But again, if you're a visual learner and you need to see that reference, go right ahead. I will not judge. It's perfectly okay. Whatever helps you with easing your listening skills in English. So we have 7 questions here. We have, what is Steve and Eva's phone number? What is Raj's house number? What is Raj's email address? What state does Will live in? What is Will's zip code? What is Joe's street address? And what is Joe's postcode? Okay, we're gonna listen to the audio once, but again, I'm gonna encourage you guys to listen it multiple times as needed after you pause this video and rewatch it. Just because I already know this is one of the hard ones for my students who've taken this reading assignment or listening activity with me. So this is 6.7.
Time to go, guys. It's been great meeting you all.
Come and visit me and Steve. Our address is 100A Valley Road, Paddington, New South Wales, 2021, Australia.
Thanks, Eva.
And our phone number is 0293 633332.
02936 3332. Cheers, Steve.
I know you're coming to Durban, so I've written down my address for you too.
Cheers, Raj. That's 1488 Stanley Road, Durban, right?
Yes, that's right. And my email address is raj@kuvox.com. That's CUVOX. Look forward to seeing you.
If you're going back to the UK via the States, come and visit California.
That would be great. Thanks, Will.
Okay, the address is 5849 Old Leaf Point, Santa Monica, California. Zip code 90499. I don't think I have your address, Joe.
It's 11 Chatsworth Avenue, London. That's CHATSWORTH.
And what's the zip code?
The postcode's NW4 1HU.
Thanks. Keep in touch.
Okay. I'm gonna listen to the audio one more time because I'm gonna give you guys a solid and also write down the information up here for myself, just so we can see we have comparison. So I will play it one more time, and I already have the answer key in front of me, so it's gonna be there, so no worries about that. I'm gonna play it one more time.
Time to go, guys. It's been great meeting you all.
Come and visit me and Steve. Our address is 100A Valley Road, Paddington, New South Wales, 2021, Australia.
Thanks, Eva.
Goodness, that's already a lot. I'll get that again.
Our address is 100A Valley Road, Paddington, New South Wales.
Yep, Paddington.
Wales, 2021, Australia.
Thanks, Eva.
And our phone number is 0293 6333
02936 3332. Cheers, Steve.
I know you're coming to Durban, so I've written down my address for you too.
Cheers, Raj. That's 1488 Stanley Road, Durban, right?
Yes, that's right. And my email address is raj@kuvox.com. That's CUVOX. Look forward to seeing you.
If you're going back to the UK via the States, come and visit California.
That would be great. Thanks, Will.
Okay, the address is 5849 Old Leaf Point, Santa Monica, California. Zip code 9.
Okay, there's so much. Santa Monica, California, zip code
90499. I don't think I have your address, Joe.
It's
499, California. Zip code 90499. I don't think I have your address, Joe.
It's 11 Chatsworth Avenue, London. That's CHATSWORTH.
And what's the zip code?
The postcode's NW4 1HU.
Thanks. Keep in touch.
Okay, I will show you the answer that I got as well. So I have, I think it's S and E. I think that was her name Steve and Eva? Yeah. So Steve and Eva, if you decided to go with the long route of writing all the answers, we have 100A Valley Road, Paddington, New South Wales, 2021, AU, Australia. I think 2021 is their postal code or zip code, and then their phone number is 029363332. Raj, 1488 Stanley Road, Durban, and then his email was raj@kuvox.com. Will's address is 5849 Old Leaf Point at Santa Monica, California 90499, and Joe was 11 Chatsworth Avenue, London, NW41HU. And that's like just a very long way. So if you want to compare how well your answer is for like for reading and writing everything down, there you go. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to finish today's session. The answer, excuse me. What is Steve and Eva's phone number? So we have, 02936 3332. What is Raj's house number? It is 1488. What is Raj's email address? It's raj@kuvox.com. What state does Will live in? It's California. What is Will's zip code? 90499. What is Joe's street address? 11 Chatsworth Avenue. And what is Joe's postcode is NW 41HU. I didn't know there was a spacing between it, but apparently there is. I don't live in London, as you can tell, so I don't know about that stuff. Postal code in, I believe in the US is all numbers. They're all numbers, so they're stuck together like this. So I wrote it like that on Joe's. It should be separated, apparently. But yeah, you might see like these little abbreviations. PT for point, RD for road, AVE for avenues, universal, and road is that. I just put PT for point. I don't know if that's actually true. I apologize if I'm wrong. It might even be part. Who knows? But yeah, that should be your answer. We're now covering 6.8, which is pronunciation of vowels. The names that you heard in the dialogue include different vowel sounds, so practice saying the names below and listen and repeat. You have Eva. So for you guys, this is a long E sound. Oh, let me find the sound. So I'm gonna give you the IPA representation. We have E here. How should I write it? Oh yeah, I'll just put here IV like that. That's the IPA. Eva, so I'm gonna put 2 dots here because there's stress. We have Joe. Joe. Actually, there's no. It's there. Yeah, Joe. We have Steve. Steve. So that tells you that's a long E. We have Will. We have, I think Wa is there. Will. And we have Will. Will. We say it kind of quick. Will. We have Raj. Ra. What was the aw sound again? It was this one? Okay. And this one is not that sound. It's, there you go. Raj. And then 2 colons there. So the colons represent that you're stressing it a bit longer. Eva. Joe. Steve. Will. Raj. So you can hear a little bit of that elongation of the vowel sound. That's what I'm trying to point out there. Yeah, so we have a pronunciation: Eva, Joe, Steve, Will, and Raj. And again, take your time on trying to study the pronunciations in English. I believe I always remember it and then it just disappears. I believe I am just gonna look it up because I keep forgetting it. I think it was 14. So how many English vowel sounds are there? I believe it's 14. Oh, 14 vowel sounds, or 15 if we include vowel-like sounds in the words like bird and her. Ah, okay. So what they're saying is that they're blending the R. There's a word for it. I keep forgetting. Like, how come like my brain doesn't like to keep these stuff in my head, so it just disappears. So when you say like her, bird, star, we have the R colored. That's what we call them, R colored vowels. So it makes the sound because it's influenced by the R. So it would be 15 if we counted the R colored vowels, but 14 in total. So I thought so. There are 14 vowel sounds in English. So again, we have our... I'm just gonna pull up the chart here because why not make your life easier? You know what? Actually, let me just pull out a lesson here. These are super useful. I have so many here as a reference. I do remember, here they are. Is it this one? That is not it. I do remember we had a interactive phonemic chart. It's just the American one. I just can't remember where I put it. 1 second. I do remember I have here consonant vowels. Oh, here it is. The US interactive. So you can actually type in AmericanIPAchart and it'll take you straight there. This is really fun because they do provide the IPA chart here below, so they tell you whatever is bolded. That is the sound we're trying to enunciate. We have P for pig.
Pig, 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 pig.
So the second time around, he says it as stressing the word pig versus pig. And we have turtle versus turtle. So we do have a lot of fancy ways of showing that the R is being influenced. So one of them is this little wiggly sound with the S sound. So if you put it together, it becomes turtle. And they're showing the little period there to show that they're spacing the rhythm or syllables, turtle. So we have a lot of details in IPA. It can just go crazy from there, but yeah, don't worry about it. I would be kind of like against the spelling of dog because when I see the open O, it's pronounced toll. So I would pronounce this as dog. And that's kind of questionable for me or whoever created the chart because, again, anyone who creates some sort of IPA chart, it's kind of influenced by that person's recognition of spelling. So I would not spell dog as this. I would spell it as D with the A, the scripted A, not the super fancy one, like just the regular letter A, and pronounce it like that because that represents aw, as in dog. Let me just get there. It would be, where's the aw sound? This one here. And this is good because you say coffee is a perfect pronunciation.
Coffee.
Coffee. So that is the same sound we use for the word dog. Dog is this scripted A, I believe is what it's called. What else? I don't like this one again just because if you compare these two, they sound exactly the same. Dog and mauve.
Mauve.
Aw and aw.
Coffee.
Ka. Ma. They're the same O sound. So it's, or the same aw sound too. So I think they should have used the word toll because it's more of that O sound. So toll would be much more accurate than saying mauve. The reason why I remember that is because when you say the word water versus water, water has the O sound. This is what it's supposed to be. Water, not mauve. Because if you're supposed to say this, you would say mauve. Mauve. So it's either the spelling is off or the audio that they used for the example could be off. It's one or the other. But yeah, as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's close enough to give you the example you need. Then we have our example of the R being influenced here. Purple.
Purple. Purple.
Purple. And then we have red.
Red. Red.
Red. Sand is fine. Dust. Dust is perfect.
Dust.
We have pink, wood, blue, and green. So yeah. American IPA chart if you guys want that reference for pronunciation. Yeah, just be careful with the word mauve is not the perfect one, and the spelling of dog is probably not the right one either. But these are pretty nice to give you a visual idea and the pronunciation. And then you have your diphthongs. Your diphthongs are basically mixing the words like jade.
Jade.
A, that long A sound. We have gold.
Gold.
Gold. Yeah, I can hear the O kind of blended together. Gold. It's because the dark L is the influence to the vowel. It becomes goa. Goa. Gold. We have turquoise. Yeah.
Turquoise.
Turquoise. Where's their W? Turquoise. Qua. There's a W sound. Qua. This one becomes turquoise. Or turquoise. What is that? Oh, it's oi. I see. Turquoise. Turquoise. I say with the W. Turquoise. Turquoise. Interesting. I actually want to look into that. Then we have lame. What? Oh, lime. Never mind.
Lime.
And then we have brown.
Brown.
Ow. Let me see. Ow. Yeah, this is correct. I remember that symbol is ow. Then AI becomes I. Yes. I forgot about oi. It's been a while. I forgot about gold. I would just spell it as GOLD. I would use the long O sound as a representation. But if you really want to get into the nitty gritty, I don't know if you need the there. Which is interesting because they would typically leave it up here because it would be its own monophthong sound. So if you really want to be nitty gritty with it, there's the O and horseshoe sound. Yeah, but anyways, that's the end of it. Sorry, I just took a tangent for that. But yeah, that's linguistics. It's fun. Let's see. I guess we could finish today's session, so I apologize if we're going a little bit over time. Let's just go ahead and do that. What do you mean you're done sharing? It's supposed to work. Hold on. Okay. We are almost done. This should be the last page. We have look at the luggage tag, then respond to the audio. Who does the missing luggage belong to? We have Jude Jones. And I'm just gonna read the information for you guys and then the questions. So the name is Jude Jones, address 21 Combe Avenue. Minehead or Minhead. I don't know how to pronounce this. We have Somerset TA546AY. Telephone 00441191278594. Mobile 077009000742. Email judy219@webmail.net. So what is the name of her street? 2. Spell out the name of her town. 3. What's her mobile number? 4. What's her email address? So we have number 1, what is the name of her street? We have Combe Avenue. Spell out her town. So the town, I believe, should be Minehead or Minhead. Why did I put H? Spell it out. So they said spell, so MINEHEAD. What is her mobile number? It's 0770090742. What's her email address? It's judy219@webmail.net. All right. So some people might be confused of why do I write it like this as spelling. Typically, when you're trying to say something and it's being spelled out, you want to put these dashes. It indicates that you're spelling MINEHEAD. And usually I would go with capitals just so you can kind of clarify it a little bit more that you're spelling something than you are just writing down the name of it. Because look at how my previous answer is, like Combe Avenue. I didn't put a dash. I had one capital for the start of the proper noun. Same with avenue, and everything else was lowercase. So that kind of indicates to me by default we're reading something. So this kind of minor change with these little, I can't remember the name of the symbols, but yeah, with one of these symbols, it just tells you that it's being treated differently when you're reading it. Okay. So we have our review your English that you have learned in units 1 through 6. So good job. In the last 3 videos, so from our session 11, 12, and 13, I think. Today's the 13. So 11 through 13, we covered units 1 through 6. You want to look back and see your question tags. The music is loud, isn't it? The music isn't very loud, is it? You have your preposition of place. I live on an island off the coast of Australia. You have your fractions. The stadium was only 3/4 full. Decimals and percentage. According to our survey, 55.5% of people exercise more than twice a week. Time and dates. The meeting took place at 2:30 on Monday, April 6th. Contact details. My email address is rob@webmail.net. So, what did you learn in chapter 1 through 6, or units 1 through 6? You basically learned about everyday conversations. It kind of feels like the jargon takes place in a professional setting, especially when you're making small talk with someone or introducing some part of yourself to someone, or maybe reading facts, which with fractions and decimals and percentage. And then of course times and dates, which is important to know times for events or deadlines or exchanging contact, like contact details, etc. So all of these hopefully fall under the category of small talk. And also stuff here. Also, my best friend just texted me, so sorry if you heard that. Anyways, that is it in today's session. We have chapter 7 talking about jobs, which is probably a review of pronunciation next week. So we might cover 2 or 3 chapters next week. We'll see what happens there. And yeah, I think that's that for the lesson. And we're gonna jump back here. So we just finished our English for Everyone. And we're now at the end, with questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions. I said this would only be like a 60-minute video. It turns out to be like 90 minutes. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to write questions in the comments below of this video or on Discord. Please feel free to join our Discord, which is in the link is in the descriptions below if you want to join. And I will be taking the link from today's stream, screenshots from my notes in the PDF, and post it on there. And of course, if you choose to subscribe for my Ko-Fi and you choose to be a trying to remember all the roles, like a sushi roll was one of them, Nerve of Tungsten, and what was the last one? I can't even remember it right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just kind of tired. I'll just pull it up just to show you guys. Right here. I keep forgetting it. It is the Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi. I think I changed it. Yeah, I did. It's the Homebody Cafe. I hate forgetting it. I'm so sorry, y'all. So yeah, if you get the sushi roll, the Nerve of Tungsten, and the Imperial English Scholar, I do also attach the practice book, which is the accompaniment book for basically everything I taught today. And I also post that under the Grammar 101 section of Discord. So it's all there. And you can watch it, you can practice at your own time. And yes, Imperial English Scholar. You can practice at your own time, and if you want me to check it out, just send me a DM, be like, oh hey professor, could you check my homework? And then I could let you know how well you did and give you a score and whatever. So I only do that if you're exclusively one of my members on my Ko-Fi account. So yeah, please check out kofi.com/thehomebodyteacher/ oh yeah, that's it, or /tiers if you want to see the membership. When I mentioned about the language acquisition tracker, it's right here if you guys want to check it out. It's also in the link in the description to check it out down there if you want to get your own and your own language learner profile. If you don't know about that, I suggest to watch the video from week 11, I think, or meeting number 11, because I post the details and did my own language learner profile on that day, so you can check out there if you wish. And yeah, that's it for today's session. If you have any other questions, feel free to post it in the comments below in the Discord server and let me know what you guys think. I wish you all good. Let me get to that at the end. I forgot to check this part. So I always stream every Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. PST, PDT, wherever you are, just know the time. And I do post it on Discord. I don't always have the time to notify my followers on Instagram, which I should, but it's always announced on time on Discord, and that's where you will know when I'm gonna hop in. I might be like 5-10 minutes late-ish, but I'm always on time. Other than that, so yeah, I'll see you guys next Tuesday at 8 p.m. I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I wish you guys good health. I am gonna be recovering for the week, so I will see you guys hopefully next week, and I will be much better. I hope you guys have a good rest, eat something healthy, stay hydrated, And yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys next time then. Okay. Bye. Take care.